For more videos like this, just click subscribe button.
Did you know New Zealand was one of the last places on Earth to be settled by humans? In just over 3 minutes, you'll learn the fascinating history of New Zealand's immigration. Let's do it. Hey guys, I'm here to help you get smarter about the world. First up, before 1800, the only people living in New Zealand were the indigenous Māori people who arrived there in 2 waves of migration. First around 1250, 80 CE, and then again a few hundred years later, some of whom would go on to settle the Chatham Islands and become the Moriori people. Then in 1642, the Dutch explorer Abel Tasman became the first European to sight New Zealand. But it wasn't until more than a century later that the British explorer James Cook arrived and began to map the country in detail. And by the early 1800s, New Zealand was home to a growing number of Europeans, including whalers, traders, and missionaries living alongside the Maori people. But the arrival of new technology, especially muskets, sparked a series of conflicts known as the Musket Wars, which would cause tens of thousands of Maori deaths. In 1840, the Treaty of Waitangi was signed, bringing New Zealand under British sovereignty and setting the stage for colonization. And over the next decade, large waves of British and Irish settlers arrived, building the towns and farms that would become the backbone of New Zealand's early colonial settlements. Many of them also headed to Otago in the South Island, where they chased gold. By 1870, the non-Maori population had grown to over 250,000, outnumbering the Maori people for the first time. During the 19th century, other Europeans arrived in New Zealand, including Scots, Germans, Scandinavians, Italians, and Dalmatians. After the discovery of gold in the late 1800s, Chinese migrants also came to the country, but they faced harsh discrimination, including a special poll tax. After World War II, thousands of Dutch migrants, Pacific Islanders, and European refugees also arrived in New Zealand, helping to reshape the country's workforce and culture. But in the 1970s, when New Zealand's economy began to rely heavily on Pacific Island workers, the government launched a series of raids known as the Dawn Raids, which unfairly targeted Pacifica overstayers. This caused a lasting wound in the relationship between New Zealand and its Pacific Island neighbors. By the 1980s, immigration had become a hot political topic in New Zealand, with ongoing debates about numbers, race, and identity. Then, in 1987, New Zealand became one of the first countries in the world to scrap racial preferences in its immigration policies, adopting instead a skills-based immigration system. Since then, migration from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East has grown rapidly, and Auckland is now one of the most multicultural cities in the world. Today, nearly 1 in 5 New Zealanders was born overseas, and recent policies like the Green List visas and the Parent Boost visa continue to shape who can settle in Aotearoa. So there you have it, a very quick history of immigration in New Zealand. I hope you learned something new. If you want to learn more about the people who make up this amazing country, check out my video on the Maori people. Thanks for watching. Which part of New Zealand's migration story surprised you the most? Subscribe and like for more videos, leave a comment.